Eric Wittman. I run a group called the Platform Services Group at Adobe, and we're developing services that allow people to actually make money from the applications that they are creating on Adobe's Flash platform. So what Adobe's Flash platform is really about, it's about enabling people to build very rich application experiences that you can either view through a web browser or view as a standalone application on your desktop. And it's really, Flash has always been about being able to convey a brand. So if you're a small business and you want to differentiate what your brand and what your service and what your company is really about versus the competition, Flash is a great way to do that on the web or in a standalone application. Some examples of where small businesses are using Flash to differentiate. You get companies like Yankee Candle, who what they're actually doing is they're delivering a interactive product catalog in which they're able to promote and allow people to customize the products that they're actually potentially going to buy from them. So that's one example. Yeah, so there were a lot of announcements today that came out about Flash. Specifically, we've got a couple. One is that our platform for letting people build standalone applications, these are applications that run outside of a web browser, that platform is what we call Adobe Air. And we just released a new version of Adobe Air, which is version 2.5. And not only does that allow you to run on Mac, Windows, and Linux PC computers, but also allows you to build and run applications now on Android phones as well as televisions. Yeah, so Max, which our developer conference, which we've been having for really over a decade now, is always about trying to show people what's really the latest and greatest that's happening in the tech world around user experiences. And one of the key messages this year has really been around how important it is to build experiences across multiple screens. And why it's important is really because consumers today are really changing their behavior. They want to get access to their content regardless of what screen they have. So whether it's a mobile phone, a tablet, their computer, their laptop, anything, even their television, they really want to be able to get access to that content. So what's important for any business is that if you are trying to reach your customer, you've got to be prepared to make sure that you have interfaces or you have experiences that you can get to those end consumers without having to worry about what screen they're coming in on. And it's important. And it can make it more difficult to reach your consumers, but it's incredibly important because reach is how you're going to help drive your business. Yeah, so another key advantage to Flash is that instead of having to write a custom experience for each one of these access points, whether it's TVs or mobile phones or tablets, Flash actually makes it so you can build a nice experience once and be able to view that consistently across different devices. And so from a production cost standpoint, it's actually saving you money because not only can you address with a great experience the same customer across multiple devices consistently, but you're only having to build it once. And that's sort of the nice thing about what Flash really offers. I mean, Flash has been around for over 13 years, believe it or not, and it's a technology that just works. It gives you kind of these great interactive and media-rich experiences on the web, but you really don't know it's Flash a lot of times. A lot of times you just go to a website and you see a very highly interactive menu, or for example, video on YouTube, or you have Harley-Davidson, which is actually using Flash to be able to have you customize your own motorcycle, and then you can actually go and buy that through the dealer. So there are all these great uses of Flash as a technology, whether it's for video, whether it's for games, social games like what you see on Facebook, which is another great way to reach your customers, whether it's for product configurators, where customers can actually go in and configure how a product might look, and then you can actually then allow them to come to the store and buy it, or even buy it online. Amazon uses it for a lot of their premium video experiences. So there are all these different types of experiences where people are using Flash for today, and a lot of times you won't actually know it's Flash, but that's a good thing, because at the end of the day, you just want to give a great user experience to your consumers, regardless of what technology is happening behind the scenes. I think one of the most important things, again, about just being a business today is that it's an incredibly fragmented world, right? there are more and more devices coming out, more and more platforms coming out, and the complexity is dramatically increasing. We at Adobe have always tried to help rationalize that complexity, whether it was printing languages in the 80s, whether it was with digital documents with PDF, whether it's about rich applications and rich experiences with Flash. Adobe has always been that company that's been there to try and help people rationalize that complexity. And we're going to continue to do that. We're going to do that with our tools. We're going to do that with our services that we're coming out with. For example, we announced a new service today called Adobe in Market. And Adobe in Market lets you take an Air application that you've built and be able to distribute that through multiple application stores and make money from that. So it's a new business opportunity for people, or a new way to reach customers that folks have not traditionally had access to. And then we're also building specific solutions for people like in the digital publishing space, or we're looking at solutions around gaming. So more vertical solutions to offer to really, again, help rationalize that complexity, make folks more productive with our tools and just building solutions themselves, but also try to make money in the process. And so that's what Adobe's always been about in our 25-plus year history. We're going to continue to do that. And if there are things that we're not doing today, let us know, because we'd like to work on them.